Kicking off Freetrail's coverage at the 2025 World Mountain and Trail Running Championships, we are here with our first athlete interview. All conditions, racing department, team captain, maybe, Western States champion, Caleb Olson. Caleb, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good to be here. Excited to chat about Worlds.
Stoked.
How are you feeling? This is your second time representing Team USA. Remind the people about 2023.
Oh, we don't need to talk about 2023. No, 2023 was amazing. I qualified off of Lake Sonoma and went out and did the race in Austria, the long trail, and it was really cool. It was like a career highlight at that point before I even thought running would ever be a career, but like super special opportunity, had a terrible race, did not have a good day, made a lot of mistakes. I think I've learned a lot in the past 2 years, so I'm excited for some, hopefully, redemption.
Well, I kind of want to talk more about that a little bit later because I think it is an interesting data point in your journey, but obviously, man, life has got to be different at this point. We got to start with just where you're at right now. How have you been absorbing the last couple of months since your amazing victory at Western States?
It's been interesting. Yeah, I think I made the mistake last year of trying to jump back in too quickly and thought that I could do a UTMB race. So I signed up for CCC last year and it really felt like I was forcing it. I saw it coming from a long way off that I was not ready to do that race. Didn't feel good the whole day and just, learned from that experience. Swore I wouldn't try and do that double again anytime soon. And I think this World's race being a month later than CCC is about right. It's been a good buildup. I've been out here in Europe for the past 5 or 6 weeks, and that's been really fun. I feel like the training's been really specific, getting out on steep, hard terrain, and now I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if I'm feeling like the fittest I felt all year, but I'm feeling good.
Dude, you put in some crazy training in Utah, and then the Mont Blanc double tap. What was that? Like, that was so sick.
That was really fun. Yeah,
everybody else is focused on running around the mountain.
Yeah, dude.
They lose track of what's above them. Part of the intention of coming out early to UTMB week was I wanted to check out the course. I wanted to potentially climb Mount Blanc, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that for speed or for fun or what, and ended up getting a great weather window where I had multiple friends who wanted to go, and I really wanted to take both of them up, but because of different timing constraints, one could do one day, one could do another. So I did it both days with both of them, and that was amazing. I love Mount Blanc. Anybody who can get up there should, because too many people spend too long going around it and under it, but not enough people go up it.
All right, next year you take Adam and I out.
Yeah,
unless you're doing a big lap, then we'll give you a pass on that.
Hopefully I'll be out early enough I can do both.
There we go.
Any takeaways from UTMB this year? Because to me, having been there many years myself, I know that it does take a little restraint to have the instinct that you did after Western States to not press and feel the pressure to jump on one of the start lines.
Yeah, it
did give you the opportunity to cheer on friends and generally observe the races again. Any takeaways that inspired you?
One is that it's really fun to be in Chamonix and not race. Like it's a really fun atmosphere if you don't have the pressure and stress of knowing that you have to perform at the end of the week. So that was a fun experience. I think observing UTMB specifically, I think a major takeaway for all of us this year was how conditions dependent that is, and being ready, checking the forecast, knowing what's coming, and having the proper gear for it, which maybe is appropriate since we'll be talking a bit about gear here. But I think that was one of the major themes, is just being prepared for weather. Another one that seems to be coming out is the importance of hiking, and not necessarily being able to go fast, but being able to go for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the time you spent in Arash. You sent a newsletter about it, just saying you and Jim got to spend some time in his adopted sort of home territory there in a couple valleys over from Chamonix.
Yeah.
Tell us, I'm sure that the audience would be really curious to hear about the time you two spent together, anything that rubs off on you from the great American champion, Jim Walmsley, who's going to be a teammate this weekend.
Yeah. It was really cool to see. I understand why he picked Arash to kind of make a second home, because it is a pretty amazing playground to train, for a trail runner, especially maybe a less social trail runner who's okay with a little bit of isolation. It's a perfect spot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on. It's a small village. So if you're not training, I could see it getting boring a little bit, but there is, for how small it is, there's a pretty cool community out there. Francois and his family is out there. Simone Gosling, Simone Duguay. There's some great athletes out there. So the concentration of people to train with versus total number of people. Jim threw out some stat about like the number of people who have beat Killian in some race in this village was like 5 or 6. Like, 'cause there's all these great skimo guys too.
Yeah. And there's like 8 people to beat Killian in anything. In his entire
and there's only
career,
500 people total in this town. So
Wow.
yeah, it's really cool. I think we got in a lot of days of training together, and one of the main themes that stuck out to me was Jim it seems like he's got this emphasis on like making trying hard cool and feeling like you gave your best in something and like trying hard, like not seeing that as like, I don't know. He's not too cool for that. Yeah. Like the goal is to try hard and the goal is to do your best. And that's something that should be celebrated. And that's what should be seen as like winning in the sport, is knowing that you tried as hard as you possibly could.
I love that. Love that.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm curious. You, when you pulled up today, you pulled up with your wife and son. Mm-hmm. You mentioned like 2023. I know some things have been different. Like you got a coach, but you're also a dad now. Like what's the verdict on dad strength? I feel like this season's been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now that you're a dad.
Yeah, it has been. It started off with Transgran Canaria before Marshall was born, but I do think having Marshall around has been tough in a lot of ways, but has made me kind of prioritize things and like clear out some of the things that I was probably wasting too much time doing. And
what are some of those things? As a dad, I'm curious. I'm taking notes,
3 dads here on the couch.
I mean, the first one that came to my, well, no, I'm not. I think one of those things is like watching TV. I still do watch TV with him, but now it feels more like meaningless and it's less appealing. I used to spend a lot of time doing that, and I think it's a good way to recover. But another good way to recover that is kind of multitasking is laying in bed playing with Marshall. Mm-hmm. And like that is more fun and more fulfilling and keeps him entertained so Morgan can go off and do her thing. So stuff like that. Or like having time with friends, like social time that is also baby friendly. So many of our friends have kids right now. And so a lot of what we do is compatible with having children, like kid friendly hikes or dinner at 5 p.m. starting at somebody's house and everybody's home by 7:30 for bedtime.
Heck yeah.
So that sort of thing has been really good. And we have a great group of friends in Salt Lake who have been on board with that.
Yeah. Like everybody's got a kid in Salt Lake now.
That's what it feels like.
I mean, this year has been amazing for you. I mean, win and course record at Transgran Canaria, then you have your son, and then whatever it was, 7 or 8 weeks later, win at Western States, nearly a course record there.
And you're bringing him along, which is like an added layer.
We're trying to get him used to the travel. He's got a lot more of this in his future.
Yeah.
Do you and Morgan like step back and just sort of admire the last, whatever it's been, 7 or 8 months, and shake your head about, how life has changed? And
yeah, all the time. It's so crazy. Like it was a big change just to have a sponsor, which started at the beginning of 2024, but then going from having a sponsor to having a sponsor that steps up to the support, and I start winning these big races. And so like now I feel like basically any dream I can pitch is like realistic, and I can spend 6 weeks in Europe and bring my family along with me and getting great training and feel really supported the whole time. So being able to do that, I mean, I keep like, Morgan and I keep talking and we're just like, this is such a weird, crazy life that we're living. Like we never could have predicted this a couple years ago, but it's so much fun. And I'm so glad it took the turns that it did.
Yeah, man, you guys are going to be, looking back 20 years from now, just thinking those were the golden years.
Totally.
So cool.
Tell us about the course. Obviously this is going to be newer for a lot of people. There's been a group of people, it seems like, that you've been training with, doing some recon. Top line, tell us about it, the skill set it requires.
Yeah, I've been out here for about 10 days now. I've done runs on every mile of the course, some of it multiple times. So I feel like I know it. It is tough. It's weird. It's not like any course I've ever run before. Like it's really hard to compare to anything. It's a lot of, there's some good single track classic, like UTMB style trail, but it's less than the amount that is like either really rocky or like really uneven grass. Like you just feel like you're running through these fields of grass, and it's often very steep grass. So it's, if there's any hint of like dew on the grass, the whole thing becomes really slippery. It's pretty gnarly. Every time we have like an opportunity to take a nice trail down somewhere, we instead take a ridge or a grass field up to some random pass and then down some steep descent. It's like if you were just planning a route with your friends and you said, what's a fun, crazy route we can do? And it's not like a traditional race route.
How do you think that'll impact the racing dynamic?
I think it'll favor people who are good at technicality. Good climbers, good descenders will have more of an advantage over like traditionally faster, flatter people. People who are okay going slow, I think, will be at an advantage. I think this will suit people who don't necessarily win the first climb, and you can make up a lot of ground. The second half of the course is less technical than the first. It's a lot faster. There's less vert. So if you are back a ways in the field, you can move up a lot, I think, in the second half if you pace yourself well.
Dude, I'm curious, you were able to recce it. So have you made any like gear changes based on what you saw that you weren't planning on?
The main thing I can think of is shoe choices. I've been back and forth. I've got 3 different pairs of shoes that I've worn on lots of different miles of this course, and I've been trying to decide between them, and it's been a tough decision. But I think that's been the main like up in the air thing, and I think I've settled on a race day shoe, but I'm actually still waiting on one other option that should arrive in the next day or two that I want to try out.
Okay.
He's zooming in on those photos on race day.
And you're a poles guy, right?
I'm a poles guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So coming back to the course a little bit, one thing I'd be curious to hear, obviously Trans-Gran Canaria is a faster race by European standards. Western States is smoking fast. Clearly you showed you had amazing leg speed in both of those events, but traditionally you are like a mountain guy. As you know, we've talked about on the podcast before, and we talked about Mont Blanc here a couple of times. Tell us about the transition back to mountain mode. Anything you changed in your training after you recovered from Western States?
A lot of things that I changed. I want to be thought of as a mountain guy, and I love playing in the mountains, but I haven't actually really proven to myself yet that I can nail a big mountain race. And like Trans-Gran Canaria was maybe sort of a middle ground, but like this course has just as much vert as Trans-Gran Canaria, over 30 less miles. Yeah. So it's a very different sort of thing. And I'm hoping that this kind of proves to myself that I can do well at these hard mountain races. I do think transitioning from like Western States faster type of training and running over to this steep, more like powerful motions has been tough, and I think that's one of the main reasons why the double for UTMB is so hard, because it's such a big switch. It's less about like the amount of time, and it's more about the completely different kind of fitness that you need. But I think that with this extra month and with my time out here, I've been able to get in a lot of kind of longer, slower hiking days. I haven't been coached since Western States, so that's been a big change, really different. I'm doing more of my own thing, and I've got a group of mentors that have been helping me out, but it's been more, I'd say, intuitive and more based on feel versus science, and having everything really programmed out for me heavily.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, before we wind down, I want to come back to 2023, because I was just like looking back at the results. You finished 90th out of 117.
Yep.
Hard ass day.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about it, because I'm sure also there's the conflict internally of like, just pull the plug, like finishing several hours behind the winner.
Yeah.
Your life and your running career is totally different now. So you're holding yourself to maybe a different standard here in 2025. But to me, when I look at results like that, I'm like, hell yeah. And like eventually that good karma comes back around. So just share more about that 2023 experience.
Yeah, because it was such a new and like special opportunity to me. Like I was doing something that I never dreamed I'd get the chance to do, of like being on a world's team. And I just felt like no matter how the day was going, I had to finish. I also knew that we started with 5 people. I knew that one person behind me had dropped out. The top 3 score, and I was number 4, and I had no idea what was happening ahead of me. So for all I knew, somebody had rolled an ankle and dropped, or like somebody was going to blow up. And so maybe they would need me to score in order for the team to qualify for a team score. So that kept me motivated. It might sound dumb, but I also think like you get shipped out this huge suitcase full of USA gear. And I hated the idea of seeing all of that, like all the kit with all the USA stuff as a constant reminder of like, oh yeah, I didn't finish that race. And I just felt like I wouldn't ever want to wear it or see it again if I didn't finish. Yeah. So I had to finish. Yeah, I powered through that one. Yeah.
Unsponsored that year. Now you rock the swoosh as an actual Nike
works
athlete.
out well for Team USA.
Hell yes, you earned that. Yeah, well, it was an incredible thing. And I think it brings up kind of the individual racing versus team racing. Adam and I have been talking about a little bit. And, you know, it's one thing that's remarkable is the Team USA men's long trail team has 3 Western States champions on it. So just talk a little bit about that. Obviously, I'm sure you have individual goals, but also it is in some way about like you guys all kind of competing together against the rest of the world. How are you thinking about that?
I think that's a huge motivator. I've gotten the chance to spend a lot of time with Jim and Adam out recceing the course, training together. And I do think we're all dreaming of the USA gold. Like it seems very doable. Yeah. It's going to be hard. There's some other great teams out there, but I think we absolutely can win as a team. And I think that team aspect has made it easier. Like maybe it's opened doors to feel more friendly with these guys who I'd traditionally view as more of competitors. Mm-hmm. And we are still competing against each other, but we're also asking each other questions about how many water bottles are you going to carry and like that sort of thing that maybe strategically I would be less likely to chat with somebody about that if we weren't on the same team before a race. So I like that dynamic. I like feeling like we're in this together. And I do think that during the race, it changes your mentality and it makes you want to shave off every minute possible that you can. I mean, you've been on a world's team before. Did you feel some of that?
Oh, totally. Yeah. And, I don't know. We had a little camaraderie before the race and then after the race stayed in touch on a WhatsApp group. Did you experience that with your Austria team?
I don't know. Austria was funny because I felt like such an outsider. I felt like I hadn't I don't know, like I didn't really belong there almost. And so I was like really timid, really kind of nervous about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like I really dove into the team aspect of it as much as I wish I had. But this year I do feel like more of that.
You belong now, dude.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny just to look back and for the audience, right? So after Worlds 2023, then you were second at Ultra Trail Cape Town. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, you had the fastest ever debut at Western States. This year, Trans Grand, Western States, Trail Runner of the Year, potentially. We'll talk about that on another show. But it's just really cool to see the progression and to also see like those moments when it would have been really easy for you to bail. Yeah. Like 2023 and actually doing what I perceive as the right thing for you and your future. And, you know, it'll be fun to see you have a second chance here in 2025.
Yeah. I don't know if I've got it in me for a 90th place finish again this year. So I'm hoping it goes a lot better than that.
Anything else from you, Adam?
I don't think so, man. Just good luck from one dad to another rooting for you, man.
Yes,
thank you.
Dude. Yeah. Dad's root for dads.
That's right.
Caleb Olson.
Yeah, you're the daddy.
That's right.
Thanks for coming in, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Excited to watch.
Yeah.